It's time for Dads Making a Difference, powered by First Things First. This transformative show will help you learn how to handle the stress of fatherhood, how to better relate to your child, navigate the child support system, and all things that come with being a dad. With your hosts, Reggie Madison and James Frankie Woods.
Some dads will not allow others to dictate who they are as a man and how they will father their children. Today we have a dad who has fought hard to defy every statistic and who has a vision for himself, a vision for his children, and a vision for his community. Welcome to the show, Mr. Dewayne Byers.
Yes, sir.
Yes. How everybody doing?
Man, we good. We good. Look, he looking like, is that really me, man? Yeah, that's you. That is you, brother. Welcome to Dad's Making a Difference, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about you, man. Who are you? What do you do? What's your family makeup? That kind of thing.
Well, I'm, like you said, Dewayne Byers, and man, I'm kind of like a jack of all trades. I can pretty much do it all. I've done a lot. What my interests are now is, like you said, being a father first, because I understand that us as parents, we're the first teachers.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to always be in a position to where I'm providing knowledge and educating my kids as well as myself, so that we can have a chance to move forward as a family. What got me to this point is I was having issues with court, of course. Not being able to see my kids.
How many kids do you have?
Right now I have 6 kids.
He says right now. You plan on adding
No.
No, you said right now.
I know I did say that, but I'm definitely not planning on having any more. But yes, I have 6 kids. 2 of them I have custody of, and they're both daughters, teenage daughters. So you all probably know what I'm dealing with there.
Oh, don't get me started about the daughters, man.
I know the feeling.
It hit different with them daughters.
Oh man,
it do.
Yes,
we
it
can't
does.
be tough on them.
We can't
we got to be a little tough on. You know what I mean?
Man, I just never knew. I never knew. But it's definitely a learning process.
Gotcha.
And I just think I'm blessed that I'm able to be in their lives to help guide them as they come up on issues in life as teenage girls. So I'm just glad that I can always be there and show them from a male's perspective. Unfortunately I am a single parent, so it does get rough at times because I can only teach a female daughter as much as I can, because I'm not a female, of course, so I can only teach them from the man's perspective. So
right.
That is a challenge at times, but we make it through it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell us your daddy's story. Was your dad around? What was your experience like?
My experience is I grew up in foster homes and group homes. So my biological mother, father wasn't ever in the picture. I moved around a lot. I think I've been everywhere. Of course, this is my stomping grounds, and I'm, it's where it all boils back down to. But I've been a little bit of everywhere, so that's kind of what got me in the position to, do what I want to do now, or my passion, far as giving back to the community, because I can relate to teenagers or anybody that's been through always having to move around. When you wake up, you're in a whole new environment. The depression that comes with it, the insecurities that come with it. I can definitely relate to that stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I want to give back as a community outreach specialist and get in the communities and see what is really going on into the communities, to where you can bring the resources needed to better the community.
So my question to you is this: we as fathers go through a lot,
Right.
and you've been through a lot as a father. So, what are you trying to get these fathers to understand from your perspective and your angle as what you're trying to do to our community?
Just to be in their children's lives. Like I said, understanding that you're the first teacher, no matter what the challenges are, never give up. Because that's one of the things that first taught me when I came back into the program in 2014, is that support is there. how important support is, it is, and how much is needed. So one of the things that I would always tell these fathers out here is no matter how big the challenge is, never give up. If your desire is to be in your child's life, then it's always a way that you can make that happen. If you're willing to, carry on that mindset and go through the challenges, because I did exactly that. And with the help of First Things First, I was able to get my custody of the kids that I wanted to get custody of. And not only that, they gave me the resources and the means to, at that time to start my own business, which was painting cars. So not only did they help me get my kids back, they also helped me get going a business that I was really interested in. And to even go even further than that, my passion. They helped me with my passion, which is, doing this community work. So, I mean, it's just a lot come out of things when you have resilience and you're just not, willing to give up, and you actually use the support that First Things First offers.
Yeah. So a little bit about just filling the gap. You raised in a foster home. 2014, you hit First Things First at the Work Smart Live Well, the Dads Make the Difference program. What happened in between that time?
Man, the question is what didn't happen. It was a lot of challenges. Like I said, not having any guidance, not having anything to reflect on far as who I was, my identity. I started looking at other families, which unfortunately was like the streets. Guys in the streets that was older than me that was doing things that wasn't reputable, and because I was like sort of a target, because they look at, well, he doesn't have anybody. So they look at you as a target and they target you, and the next thing I know, I'm out there, dealing and selling drugs, and unfortunately I got incarcerated a few times for that. And my last go around was in 2012, and I had got out, and I had, when I went in, I started my change inside, because I knew I did not want to come back here. And I was like, well, what is it that's causing you to keep coming back into this system? So once I realized what it was, I changed that, and it was just like from there on, I just started keep getting the support that I needed. I was constantly directed on the right path of people that was going to help me, change who I was, and that's how I ended up getting on the path with First Things First, because I had a friend that was in the program that had already went through it while I was incarcerated, and I literally seen him out. And he was walking and he was catching the bus, and I tried to give him a ride to where he was going, and for the first time he refused it. So I'm like, well, what's got you changed and you don't want to, hang out and stuff like that? And then that's when he told me about First Things First. So I was like, wow. I was like, if they could change you and it's got you on this type of path, that's what I need. And he gave me all the information I needed, and that's how it went down with me getting on the path with First Things First.
Your kids were younger.
Yes.
What have you communicated? How have you gotten them to accept Dad?
Now that's a good question, because in the beginning that was very challenging. Because I was absent, so it was feelings there because of that absence. It was a little rebellion there, but what changed it, and what changed the way they felt about me, is the consistency. It was like, okay, Dad wasn't here, but he's here now. And in the beginning it wasn't like that, but because of my consistency and me not giving up and me actually going through all the steps, not really saying First Things First was a counselor, but in the same time, those classes that I took was like counseling. So if you take that stuff and actually use it and apply it in your life, it definitely works. So that's what, helped me get through that barrier. And the main thing is, like I said, that consistency, just continuing to be there no matter what. And that's what, broke the ice for us.
Right. So now fast forward a little bit. Look, people don't see that smile coming from that change. Tap into that, let the world know. Once you get that healthy love and what healthy is, tell them what's going on with your system, man. Speak that to these brothers.
Peace. You know what I'm saying? Just peace.
Right.
Just having that peace, that love, the fact that I know that my kids trust me and are coming open up to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why that smile is on my face, because I went from being in a place where they didn't trust me. Okay, to where now it's just like a inseparable bond there, to where it's just nothing but peace now between us. So that's where a lot of that smile and joy come from.
Fathers, y'all hear that?
Right.
We trying to get y'all there. They listen. When I try to talk to these fathers, and I say, man, listen, man. When I can't tell you about your happiness. Right. They was like, Frankie, man, you so happy, you at peace. I said, when you get there, then you come back and tell me how I feel.
That's right.
So man, before we get to these other questions, let me do this today, man. Today it's about Wayne. Today we about to give Wayne his flowers. We're gonna say thank you, brother. Thank you for trusting the process. Thank you for being a pillar to your community. Thank you for being a knockdown, drag out dad. Keep pushing your motive. Keep pushing your narrative. And from Dads Making a Difference, the first things first, we salute you today.
Hey, I really appreciate that.
We salute you today,
really
brother.
Appreciate that. And I mean,
it's nice when you can look back on somebody that actually entered and came in contact with 8, 9 years ago.
Right.
You know, still going strong, still want to contribute, all of that. And so, which brings me, I want to ask you, what is it that you see yourself giving your kids?
What I see myself giving my kids is the knowledge and the wisdom to be self-sufficient, the know-how to go out and obtain all the necessary needs that they need in life. Just knowing the importance of having a good mindset. And one of the things I wasn't never taught growing up, but just teaching them how important it is to volunteer, you know, and make and be a part of making a difference. Because when you giving, that's what really brings people joy, but they don't understand that because we're not taught that. So one of the things that I teach in my home is the importance of giving back and volunteering, because that's where the true joy comes from, is when you actually do something for somebody else other than yourself, and it's selfless. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't looking for anything back. Mm-hmm. So that's what I try to instill in my kids right now, each and every day, is the importance of volunteering, giving back, and just receiving, being able to receive, because that's another thing that we're not geared to do in our community, is receive.
Right.
So that's another thing, just teaching the community how to receive.
Did you ever think you'll get there?
I did.
You know, we doubt ourselves all the time.
We doubt ourselves a lot, and I didn't, but as I kept pushing through and you know, continue to try to be consistent in what I'm doing, it'll reveal itself. And here it is, and I'm still doing it. Still want to do it because I see, even if it's just one person that you touch, is all worth it. So that's what keeps me going.
Batman Madison again. He always know how to put it. He put it together well every time. So I said, man, who we got on the show? He told me, I said, man, give me a hug, man. I ain't hug him, but in my head, I hug him. You know what I mean? Because y'all don't realize, me as a father going through Dads Making a Difference, I still walk with y'all.
That's right.
I still understand the struggle. I still understand the pains, but I know what healthy looks like.
That's right.
And so, but one thing I always like to tell my community is I'm still Frankie. At the end of the day, I'm still Frankie. You can always pull up on me, have a conversation with me, because I understand.
That's right. And that's one of the things that we teach as going out into the community, is meeting people where they are.
Come on.
So I'm definitely in agreement with you on that. Everybody know, you want to talk to Dewayne, I'm still Dewayne.
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
That's definitely important to still have that, you know, connection with the community. So
Got to, man.
Got to, yeah.
Got to. That street cred is big, and I hate this, and I don't mean that in a bad
Bad
way.
yeah.
And I don't mean that in a bad way.
That's right on.
But just like somebody say, that paperwork part, when if I can tell you where I come from,
That's
and
right.
you know where I come from, you gonna open up to me.
That's right.
Because you can look at me and say, man, that brother did go through that. And that's just a blessing to be here right now with two brothers who poured that into me. So for me to sit in this radio show some days, I still be in disbelief. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'd be
I
in
wouldn't have
disbelief,
never thought
brother.
in a million years I'd be doing, you know, what I'm doing now. So I definitely understand, you know, where you are with that. So,
But that's part of it. Like, that's, you know, we had a guest a while back. He said, we're kings that we don't even realize.
right.
And just because you went through some stuff didn't mean you wasn't a king.
That's right.
It just means that kingship, it gotten kind of squished a little bit, but you're still a king.
That's right.
And so this is where you belong. This is where we belong. And so, walk in. That's all that's happening. You finally walking in who you are.
That's right.
And so with that message, what is the message that you are trying to really spread to the community?
Well, what I try to spread to the community, especially because of my past and my background, is this one thing, and it's a theme, and it's like, no matter how you started, that is not how your life is going to finish. So the thing that I want to teach people in the community is not how you start, it's how you finish. And the other big thing of mine is never settle for less, because you'll always get less than what you settle for.
Ooh.
So that's the things that I try to teach, the community. So
See, I want to get some T-shirts made for him. Dewayne Sands.
And if you know him, man, you're going to want to buy it. You're going to want to buy it. You're going to want to buy it.
With fathering daughters, give us a little bit of some of those challenges.
Ooh, man, you already know, man. It's the what they consider the little courtship. Them being in the so-called love, not understanding these people you're not going to see again next year or the year after next, and
I'm looking away. Go ahead, I'm listening. Go ahead,
man.
Go ahead.
Oh goodness, that's my biggest challenge with mine, and just not really understanding, because they learn a lot of the things that they think they know from their peers. So, one of my biggest challenges is getting them to understand when you need to know things about life, especially as far as the female is to maneuver through life, to always ask someone with wisdom and not your peers, because they're going through the same changes, hormonal changes, and the processes that you're going through too. And a lot of them want to learn from social media.
Oh.
And, man, that's like the biggest downfall, learning something from social media.
Now, look, tell me if I'm wrong. The pushback that you try to push back, like, say, my daughter dating a young man, and I try not to be in the middle of the situation. I try not to be the father that's hands-on. How do you handle that pushback? Because, when I say pushback, I mean, I try not to speak into it too much, because if you do that, I mean, that pushes her more toward that situation,
right,
and not toward the peaceful situation. So what do you do when you get that pushback? You know what I mean? Because you know the type of men we are.
Right.
You know the type of men we used to be.
I think far as with me, a lot of it deals with trust.
Ooh.
And I do I'm not gonna say I do exactly what I'm supposed to do, but I teach my kids and train them in the way they should go. So what I'm saying is I trust that process, because we know it's a process. You can teach them things, but it might take them a little time to process what you taught them. But I am a believer is once you plant that seed, that it will, come into fruition. So what I do is just try to trust the process, and then I also guide and direct as my, we as parents, we get that certain feeling when you gotta, step in. So when I get that feeling, I step in to make sure that I tell them, hey, baby girl, this is not how you're supposed to handle this situation. I understand that you want to be a kid, but what you're partaking in isn't kid stuff. It's more so on the line of grown-up stuff. But, a lot of times we just automatically think that they know, but they really don't until you actually tell them. And then they can go through the process and process it through their mind. So
that's why dads got to be there.
That's why they got to be there. It's just something about that male presence. I mean, people don't understand that. And I try to get the young men that fathers kids to understand, even if you can't give nothing monetarily, always be consistent with your presence, because that's what really makes a difference in children's lives. Or any relationship, as far as that concerned, is that male presence. So it's definitely needed.
If you are a dad out there and you listen to this and you don't get to see your kid as much as you want to or need to, start trying to make that happen.
Please.
Because they can't get that any other way. They can't get it. So we got 5 questions that we like to ask every dad at the end of the show. You kind of answered one of them, but I want to ask it again, see if I get a different answer. So what makes dads irreplaceable?
Oh, goodness. What makes dads irreplaceable is, like I said, the presence that we have. When the dad is in a good place mentally, that itself alone is irreplaceable, because you're a father, doing everything that you're supposed to do, and you're also nurturing. So that in itself is irreplaceable.
Gotcha. So what's the funniest, craziest thing, positive things you ever done with your 2 dogs? or any of your kids?
I think the craziest thing we ever done together is indoor skydiving. That was very fun.
See, I ain't doing that.
And just to see the whole thing going on and how it went and the challenges we had and the mistakes that we made trying to actually get to the point where we can concentrate to where our bodies can float. Oh man, I'd do it all over again, even though it was crazy.
I don't like heights, so I would.
But it was amazing. So I think that's the craziest and the funnest thing we've ever done together. So.
Y'all went indoor skydiving.
Yes, it was awesome. So.
Well, at least it was indoors. I ain't
jumping off no plane. No, sir. No, sir. I don't think I'm that brave yet.
What advice would you give your younger self?
Oh, my younger self, the advice that I would have gave myself is to take school serious. Get an education instead of looking at educated people or learning as what we would consider lame, or back in the day we said, well, he's a nerd because he was getting his education and he was taking school serious. He took his authority serious, and unfortunately our peers would make fun of you and call you a nerd for that. But as I got older, I wish that I could go back and be that nerd and be that person that took that education serious and not been so worried about being popular and things of that nature, because now that I look back, the nerds running the world. I mean, they got all the jobs, they doing all the inventions, they got all the creativity going on, and the best thing about it, they stay free, and they can be a part of their children's lives from the day one all the way through. So that's what I would do different, and say to my younger self, take authority serious. Take education serious, and and just take the way you maneuver through life serious, and not just take it for a grain of salt. So that's what I would, tell my younger self.
Man, so true. The biggest barriers you see for non-traditional fathers?
Unfortunately, generational curses. You know what I'm saying? Because of what you just said, I've allowed that to happen, and I've had to go through the generational curses. I'm in the process of trying to break them now. So, and they will be broken, because I truly believe that, because I'm putting forth every effort in the world to do it. So, and I know if I keep going, it will happen. So, yeah.
Your two girls, if you could give them any experience, what would it be?
If I could get him any experience, I think the experience would have been from, me being in their life, the whole time, instead of that period, the 6-7 years where I wasn't there, that kind of built up a wall and caused rebellion, against, them and everything, even with them dealing with their moms, school, things of that nature. So that's what I would do, is I would go back to where I could be in their lives from the beginning all the way up until present day.
I heard a man say this one time, and you're a firm believer today. Once you get rid of that shame and your guilt, you can become a great leader.
You can become a great leader.
And look at you.
I'm in that process.
See what I'm saying? And that's just the truth. I mean, the truth is right here in this radio show. I wish I would have been smarter. Now, and shout out to my dude Reggie. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, man, if you just in this guy's presence for maybe a couple of hours, your mentality gonna change.
It's gonna change.
You're gonna be like, man, how did brother know all this stuff? And so to be up under him sometimes, man, I love it.
That's right.
I wouldn't take it for granted, man, because sometimes you need that person to say, man, you better than that.
That's right.
You stick to what you're doing, brother. You so better than what you think you are. And again, some people can't handle constructive criticism. But I'm learning how to do it with that a lot more than I was. Because guess what? We said we was younger. We didn't like that.
We didn't like it.
We didn't like that. But now listen, when he tell me that, guess what? Look at me now, Chattanooga.
That's right.
Look at me now, baby, because I'm telling you that constructive criticism got me healed.
And then just think, if we would have learned that at an early age,
Man.
where we could be at right now, how further along we could be.
I tell my son, I want to be lame. I'm the lame Frankie now. That dancing Frankie didn't get me on this radio
That's
show.
right.
Baby. I love to be lame now. I'm out the way.
That's right.
I'm out. When you going to the party tonight? No, I'm finna go on chill at the crib. I love to be lame.
That's right.
Lame is good now, bro. I
And
swear.
it's safe.
Very. My bad, Rich, man. It's what we do when I tap in with Wayne, man. We go into the I don't know the big words, but the neuropathical, logical things that we go into. But it's always so tell us about what you got going on, man, out here in Chattanooga. Spread the word about what Wayne doing.
Well, what I'm trying to do right now.
What you doing?
Well, what I'm doing right now is, I'm going through the process of getting this re-entry thing that I'm trying, that I'm doing going. So that's what I got going on right now is just going out into the community, giving resources as I learn about them. I pass the resources on, and just trying to do everything I can to educate, the community that I'm in, which is, on the south side of Chattanooga. So,
how can they reach you? How can people reach you?
You can reach me at my Gmail, buyerc1977 @gmail, or by phone number 423-432-9367.
And holler at me because I'll get you to them too as well.
Exactly. So exactly. Either first things first. They definitely know how to get in touch with me.
There you go.
But man, dude, this has been a absolute treat because it's when you listen, you wouldn't even know your story, right? Because people sometimes they just have in their mind a stereotype of if they hear your story, like there's no way it's the same person. It's the same person. Same person. Right.
The same
but that what you've gone through I think it's just made you a better man, better father, all of that. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how just God uses you to really help, especially young people, to when they get in the system, to not go back.
Right.
And to not lose their vision, their purpose, their meaning in life, because what has happened, it doesn't define them.
That's right.
And so, man, I appreciate you. Continue to make a difference.
I appreciate you guys having me on.
You've been listening to Dads Making a Difference, powered by First Things First. Join us for our next episode.